Hey guys, Dave here, and today we are talking about concentrated cleaners and why so many people love them. Plus, we've got the latest info on OdoBan availability in stores. It's all coming up right now.
You're listening to the Odo Show podcast, your source for real cleaning talk and tips. Presented by OdoBan, the original odor eliminator since 1980. Here are your hosts, Val and Dave.
Hey everybody, I am David Sexton, Technical Director here at OdoBan.
And I'm Val, OdoBan graphic designer, DIY lover, and chicken mama. Or I could be a mother clucker or a chicken tender.
A chicken tender. So that's someone who takes care of chickens, right?
Yes.
Chicken tender.
We'll go with chicken tender.
We'll go with chicken tender. The others might be a little close to the line. So first things first, guys. We've been getting a lot of questions still about OdoBan availability on all our social media. Now, I want to give you guys a quick update about how we're running these days.
That's a good idea. Well, actually, what I would say is that the short answer on that is we are running as hard as we can.
Oh my gosh, we are wide open.
Yes.
Everybody in production, all the crews down there in production and shipping are working their butts off.
Hats off to them, man.
You know, I'm still hearing folks are having a hard time finding OdoBan out on the shelves, but believe it or not, we are shipping almost double every day what we were shipping at the beginning of the year. I've never seen this much product leaving our factory.
People are buying it just as soon as it hits the stores. I heard that one of our local Walmarts here, they got a full pallet, and we're talking 192 gallons.
Yeah, there's a lot of gallons on a pallet.
Yeah. They brought that in, and they just set it in the middle of the aisle. And it was gone in like 4 hours.
4 hours for 192 gallons.
Yeah.
That's what, 20 some odd, almost 25 gallons an hour they're selling?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's going out like toilet paper.
You know, it's so popular right now that like toilet paper, it took me a second. That's pretty funny.
You forgot what that stuff was, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been weird these times. The things you run out of. I never thought I'd be mail ordering toilet paper.
You gotta get creative.
You find the ad in the back of the magazine, you send the stamps in for the toilet paper, and they ship it to your house in 2 to 3 months, and that's still a good turnaround time these days.
It really is.
But yeah, you know, stuff's flying off the shelves, and right now us making twice as much still isn't enough, but we are finding new ways every day to make more product. We've been hiring people. We have been ordering equipment left and right. We've even got contract manufacturers making this in other factories for us so we can get more disinfectant out to you guys.
Yeah, so listen, if you can't find it at your local store, check our website. That's OdoBan.com.
Yeah.
There's a full list of all of our retail partners on there. So maybe you'll find someone local in your area that has it that you didn't realize.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're adding new people all the time.
Yeah, that's another thing about this. We've gotten so much demand for the product. We've had new retail partners join up with us. You're going to see OdoBan in a lot more stores than you did previously.
Yeah, and if you're still not comfortable with going out to the stores or for some reason, you know, you're compromised, you can always check on our online partners too.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard several people talk about ordering our gallon products in like 4-packs from some of the commercial vendors. I mean, you may have to think outside the box, but you just got to keep the faith because we are doing everything we can to get a gallon in the hand of everybody that wants one. Speaking of keeping the faith, I want to give a big shout out to History Gal, who left us a 5-star review on our podcast here. Yeah,
History Gal said, fun and great cleaning tips. I love the podcast. Dave and Val make cleaning topics entertaining. Aw, thanks, History Gal. We really like to hear from you guys, so leave us a review if you like what we're doing here.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yep, so now it's time for some cleaning trivia.
Oh, okay. This is the Stump the Chemist part?
Yes,
is that what we're doing here?
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Smarty Pants. Let's see if you can, be as smart as you claim to be. Okay, all right. So this is multiple choice.
Multiple guess. I love it.
Okay, so approximately how many calories would a 150-pound person burn within an hour's time just by doing some light housework like cleaning and tidying up?
Okay, 150. Okay.
Okay, so here's your choices. A, 100 calories. B, 200 calories, or C, 300 calories.
Okay, so it's a 150-pound person, 1 hour light housework. You figure the average calorie burn rate at altitude, those are kilocalories into that.
All right, put the whiteboard away.
I'm coming up with 7,346, but that's not one of my choices.
I like that. I wish that's what it was.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be. Okay.
I'm going to be like positive here and say I think you can burn 300 calories in an hour.
Well, I wish you were right there on that one as well. But it's B, 200 calories, which isn't bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean,
that's a candy bar.
Yeah, that's a candy. You can eat a Snickers bar an hour while you're cleaning and come out 0.
Awesome.
That's not so bad.
What if you drank a Diet Coke with it? Would that negate it?
I'm pretty sure that doubles the calories. You just need to have a regular Coke. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. So what we're doing in this episode is we're talking about why you might want to try buying concentrated cleaning products instead of the ready-to-use stuff. You know, the stuff in the trigger spray bottle where you can just take the bottle home and immediately use it right out of the bottle, spray it on your counter or whatever. There are often concentrated versions of this where you just have to mix it with a little water to make your own spray. Now, concentrates are something that back in the day was really popular. You know, you go back to the beginning of sort of commercial cleaning products, and almost everything you bought got diluted down. They call it in the old, it's so funny, you can hear this old verbiage. We used to let it down. You ever hear somebody say that? We're going to let down that chemical.
No.
Yeah, if you talk to our vice president of R&D, he's kind of old school. You'll hear him say that sometimes. We're going to let this down. And what that means is you take that concentrate and mix it with water.
Okay.
Although I don't know if I've ever heard it applied to like orange juice. We're going to let down the orange juice we bought in the frozen can. You remember the orange juice in the frozen can?
Yeah.
So I think concentrates used to be a lot more common. When was the last time?
I never think about getting a frozen one unless it's for a cocktail recipe.
Right. I was going to say, when was the last time you even thought about buying frozen orange juice in a can?
Yeah.
And no. And cleaning products have sort of gone that same way. Sometime in the, 80s, 90s, concentrate started to go away on the market, and you got just all this big racks of spray bottles.
Well, I think a lot of that too is because what you see on commercials, they're always showing sprays.
That's a real good point.
You don't see them holding up jugs.
It's hard to show people pouring stuff and measuring stuff.
Right, they're just showing you how convenient it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is exactly what the ready-to-use spray bottles, that's what it's about. It's just convenience.
And they are convenient. The first time I consciously, I'm mid-40s now, I guess. But growing up, I consciously didn't really think about concentrate cleaners. And so when I started driving and I'm cleaning my car and,
having to be an adult?
Having to be a teenage boy, I'm cleaning my car. That's not about being an adult. That's about going out on Saturday night. Let's be honest. So, polishing up the car, cleaning the car.
Yeah.
And you buy trigger spray bottles of degreaser and wash and wax type stuff. And you spend a ton of money. Well, I'm a broke teenager. I want to spend money on gas money.
Right.
And so I'm at the auto parts store, and there's these giant jugs of stuff. And yeah, they're more expensive, but it's suddenly I realized, hey, if I buy one of those, I can wash and wax the car every weekend instead of having to come down here every weekend and buy another spray bottle.
Well, unless somebody picks up that jug and reads, that you can dilute that down. I mean, a lot of times I would look at a bottle jug like that and think that's for a different application.
That's a good point, because you don't think about something in a jug that doesn't have a spray head on it being for spraying counters or cars or whatever. That's a really good point. I hadn't thought about that.
I would have thought that was for something different.
Yeah, and I think this is probably something that sort of went away in our culture, but I think it's coming back. We've seen a growth in interest in concentrated products, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that.
Environment, for one.
Environment, cost. There's a bunch of things that we do with it. But I really feel like I think the popularity is going to continue to increase. And I think as we communicate some of those advantages, that it starts to reach an even wider populace. We get people that maybe like I was, they're young, they never really thought about diluting down their own cleaning stuff.
Yeah, Mom took care of that.
Yeah, Mom took care of it. I didn't have to deal with that. And then suddenly, I can buy this gallon and it lasts me 2 months or 3 months instead of a week or two.
Yeah, I've got my girls, they're both in college, and I've got them buying gallons.
Wait, they clean in college?
Well, they say they do. I know the one, she's pretty particular about her bathroom being clean all the time. So she's always, Mom, I need a gallon of this, a gallon of that.
I lived in a dorm in college, so we didn't.
They're
clean.
In a house. Yeah,
we didn't.
They're in a
clean
house
the
together.
Bathroom. It was taken care of, and God bless the people that had to deal with that in the male dorm.
I've seen college boys' bathrooms. They're nasty.
It was frightening. It was a very old school sort of situation. People have sort of moved away from concentrates, but we're really starting to see a movement back to that for a lot of reasons. There's a bunch of reasons why you might want to do this. But okay, Val, so do you buy concentrates or do you buy the trigger spray, the ready to use? I
mean, I do buy the trigger sprays, but I don't, that's not all I buy. My main go-to is a concentrate because I'm going to get more out of that.
Yeah, well, see, I do too. So you get more out of it. Why? So tell us why you buy the concentrates.
Okay, well, first off, it saves money. right there.
Right.
You can buy the ready to use where it's already diluted and it's just, grab and go and spray. And it's not expensive and it's really convenient.
Yeah, that's true.
And if that's what you need, that's great. But if money really is your bottom line, which it usually is with me, the concentrate, is cheaper over the long run.
All right. Well, you sound like you've done this. How much cheaper is it?
Okay, well, let's run the numbers here. Okay, try to keep up now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so our 32-ounce ready to use, that's our quarts, go for about, I'd say like on the average $3.50.
Right, round numbers, $3.50 sounds about right.
Yeah, okay, so it's the same thing as diluting our concentrate at 22 ounces for a gallon of water.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. So that means if you buy 1 gallon of concentrate for about $10, you can make 23 spray bottles full at the same ratio.
Wow.
So that you're just making, straight ready to use.
Yep.
But if you buy those, bottles as an RTU, is what we call the ready to use, that's going to cost you over $80.
Man, that's $70 difference.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big difference. That's pretty solid.
Yep, but it gets better now. Okay. So the second reason concentrate is great is that it's more flexible. You can use more or less depending on what you're going to do.
Right, we got a bunch of uses there. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say we just said that the ready to use is the same as a 22 ounces per gallon.
Yep.
And that's great because that's strong enough to cover a lot of uses. That's your, multiple use cleaner.
Yeah, it's a pretty strong mix.
But if you want to kill bacteria or viruses and fungus, you only need like 7 ounces per gallon.
Yeah, you're right.
So, that's even less. So that means that our gallon of concentrate would make 73 spray bottles of virucidal OdoBan.
73?
73.
Wow.
So if you bought that many RTUs, it would be over $250.
Holy cow. Okay, well, that definitely qualifies as better. That would definitely pay for a nice spray bottle to buy new to mix it up in every time.
Yeah, lots of bling.
Yeah, lots of bling.
Well, think about it, though. That would make a nice vacation at the end of the year, too. Yep. Okay, so the other factor is, let's talk about from the environmental side.
Okay, yeah, that's absolutely true.
Okay, so, our OdoBan packaging is recyclable, and we hope everyone is recycling their packages.
Yeah, do your part, guys.
That's right. Okay, but let's remember that 1 gallon bottle of concentrate can be equivalent to over 70 bottles of the ready-to-use concentrate. The ratio. All right. So that means less energy burned making bottles, less energy burned delivering bottles, and less plastic to recycle after you use. You're only throwing away a 1 gallon jug as opposed to 70 plastic spray bottles. So, if that's a priority for you, and I hope it is, then, it's something to think about next time you're buying your cleaning product.
Yeah. And, that's a good point for anybody buying cleaning products that's interested in where that plastic goes. And it's not just our products, it's anybody's. If you buy a concentrate version versus that ready to use, you make a lot more, it's less plastic. And even if they are going back to recycling, it takes energy to recycle the bottles. It takes energy to make the bottles. It takes energy and diesel to haul those across the country in a truck. And so anytime you're using a concentrate bottle, it's less of that. And the less you can do, the better off we're all going to be here.
It's really not that hard to mix it yourself.
It's really not. And I'm glad you brought that up. I want to, we've done a bunch of videos in the past about how to dilute OdoBan. You can check out our YouTube channel. They're on there.
Yeah. We got a bunch of good videos on there. So if you haven't seen it, go check us out.
Yeah. Take a look, subscribe to that YouTube channel. And we've got how-tos. We got a bunch of fun information. But I thought maybe we'd go over a quick method here to talk about how to use those concentrates, how to do the dilutions, because we get this question all the time still. How do I dilute OdoBan? And the math is the math no matter what you're going to do. And I know math is a dirty word.
I hate math. I'm an artist.
Well, but you just did math with all that cost.
Oh, that's different. See, that's money.
But it's okay. No, look, never mind. I'm not going down that path.
But it's really it really isn't that hard to do. You just gotta.
All right. Well, I know you're an artist. You don't like math. Nobody likes math, but this is simple. All you need is a calculator. And you probably have one in your pocket. Have you got your phone with you?
I do. It's right here.
Yep. Yeah. Do you have a calculator on your phone?
Of course.
Okay. Well, get that out. I'm going to walk you through
All
this.
right,
Okay.
Let me get this set up here.
All right. So, guys, let's say I want to make up a spray bottle of OdoBan use dilution to kill viruses. This is something that's you use in your house to kill cold viruses, influenza, all that stuff. You can check our bottle for all the details on what our claims are on all that. So let's say you want to make a bottle to kill viruses. I'm going to make a bottle that's 32 ounces. That's the normal trigger spray bottle you buy at any hardware store, 32 ounces, right? All right, so if you look on the back of our bottle, there's a chart of uses because we have a ton of different ways to use this, and each one has a different dilution. So if you look at the chart, or it's on our website too, you look at the chart, find your use on the left, and then you look over on the right, and it tells you how many ounces per gallon. It's going to give you a number. So if you look at virucidal viruses,
Yeah.
you see it on the chart?
I'm looking at a bottle here.
Yeah, you see it's down there on the kind of at the end of the chart.
Yeah.
What number does it give you?
It gives me 5 ounces per gallon.
All right, now here's the magic math part. I like to call this my magic number method. You got your calculator out?
Yep.
All right, take that number from the chart,
Okay.
5.
5.
All right, divide it by 128.
Divided by 128.
Remember that number, 128. That's your magic number.
128.
128. That is the number of ounces in 1 gallon. What's the magic number?
128.
Right, 128. Okay, so 5 divided by 128, what did you get?
I got a long number here after a decimal. Let's just say it's a 0.0390.
Yeah, okay,
It
close
just
enough.
keeps
Take
going.
whatever that number is you get, right? And you multiply it by how many ounces you want to make. So I said this is a 32-ounce bottle.
Right.
So take that number, multiply it by 32.
0.0309 blah, blah, times 32.
Yeah, right.
Okay, 1.25.
1.2, that tells you how many ounces of OdoBan you need to put in that bottle to make that ratio before you fill it up.
And that's it.
That's it. So it's 1.25 ounces of OdoBan in that bottle to make a virucidal mix, and you fill it up with tap water. Real simple.
That's easy enough, and I'm surprised that that's all that it takes.
It's the magic number method. Number on the chart divided by 128 times the ounces you want to make. And anywhere you run into a product, I'm talking about our chart here, but anywhere you run into a product that has an ounces per gallon measurement on it, you can use this. 128. So everybody then asks, well, how am I going to measure, 1.75 or 1.25 ounces? So it's an ounce and a quarter.
So you're going to run to the kitchen and get your mixing bowl.
Right,
or your
but
mixing
get your
cup.
measuring cup out. Now the trick here is if you're going to measure cleaning chemicals with a measuring cup, don't use it for food anymore. Rinse it out, put it under the sink, keep it for just your cleaning chemicals. All right, just for your safety. And everybody says, well, my measuring cup doesn't have 1.75 ounces on it.
Eyeball it.
Yeah, eyeball it. Look,
It's not exact.
It's if
We're not baking.
If your measuring cup has 2 ounces, go a little under that. But always remember, if you have to estimate a little on the high side. That's safer than estimating on the low side.
But you don't want to go and think, okay, if a little bit's good, a lot more is going to be a whole lot better.
That's very true. If you're a little bit over, that's a safety measurement. If you're double, if you're triple,
or you're going straight.
yeah, you're
concentrate.
wasting money on concentrate you could be using elsewhere.
Yeah.
And you're also possibly creating, a cleaning issue. Now, I'm not going to tell you that straight OdoBan, won't kill those viruses. It might, but it's also going to get, if you use it straight, it's going to be sticky. The fragrance is designed to be diluted more than that. It's going to be overpoweringly strong.
Yeah.
There are certain situations where you can use it straight, like the washing machine for softening.
Right.
That's
right.
a correct use.
Right.
Cleaning surfaces.
But
you don't
even
want
then, when you put it in your laundry, I mean, that's getting mixed in with the water, like your rinse
that's
cycle.
true.
So it's diluting on its own.
Yeah, you don't dilute it. It's just handled by the washing machine.
But, I learned that the hard way when you talked about sticky. I'd used a whole lot on my floor.
Yeah.
My floors were so sticky, and I can't stand that.
Yeah, and then you got to, clear water and rinse it off and get the excess off.
So, when I went back and I read the chart and I diluted it the correct way, well, it was less
Guess what?
work.
It's less work and it works better.
Yes.
It's amazing how that happens. It's like we paid attention to something when we were writing those labels.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like we actually thought about that or something.
I'm just going to waste time and get paid. And,
just make up stuff to put on a label. It's fine.
No, I don't think the EPA would allow.
No, the EPA does not. Guys, EPA, if you're listening, that's not how we work. Just FYI. So, the other thing I have found with the advent of modern technology, talking about measuring this in measuring cups, is because I love to cook, I have a little digital kitchen scale, right? And so most of these digital kitchen scales, you can change them to read weights in fluid ounces, which if you're a scientist, you know a fluid ounce is not a weight measurement. But there's a crossover there. Yeah, there's some assumptions made. So I actually use my kitchen scale to measure out my OdoBan when I'm making a dilution in a spray bottle. I'll set my spray bottle on there. The trick you have to remember is to zero out the weight of the spray bottle so you're not weighing it too.
Right.
So I'll zero out the weight of my spray bottle, and then I'll set the scale to fluid ounces, and it's real clear as I'm pouring concentrate into my spray bottle when it gets to 1.25 ounces or 1.75 or whatever it is I want. I'm right on the money.
Does it go ding, 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 ding when you get there? Or?
No, you can probably buy one that goes ding. You can probably buy one that makes your cell phone go ding, ding, ding if you want to. But, I'm right there. I fill the bottle up with water, and I'm good to go. So if you've got a kitchen scale, it's a really easy way to do these dilution measurements.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Now, it's something I do want to point out here when we're talking about making dilutions for OdoBan, is you do want to make a fresh batch every day if you're diluting it from the concentrate. There's a lot of reasons for this. I'm not going to go into all the heavy chemical backgrounds here, but you just want to make sure it's as fresh so it's as effective as possible, which means if you're only going to use half of that 32-ounce bottle in a day, make a half a bottle. Make 16 ounces. Half of a 32-ounce bottle, 16 ounces. A quarter of a bottle's 8 ounces. I mean, it's simple math. But make what you're going to use in a day. That way, you're making your OdoBan stretch as far as possible. You're getting the freshest, most effective stuff you can, and it just works out better that way.
Yep, and I like saving money.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste your money. Hey, Val.
Yes.
What's the magic number?
128.
128.
Ding, 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 ding.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can do the ding, ding myself.
All right, guys. See, okay, so now you've got information about how to make those dilutions easy, the right way, every time. Hopefully you've got some thoughts on concentrate here. Maybe if you haven't been using a concentrate, you're thinking about picking one up next time you're in the store. I think it's a really good option that isn't much more work, and the work you do is definitely worthwhile.
Yep. So now you know why it's worth buying the concentrate and doing the math. So go and gather some gallons.
Hunt and gather. That's the kind of world we're living in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys, if you like this, if you found this helpful, throw us some stars on the old review-o-meter there for the podcast. We'd really appreciate it.
And don't forget to check out the YouTube channel.
Yeah, and if
we got some good stuff there.
There is some fun stuff there. And if you got questions or comments or things you'd like to hear us talk about or see us cover, let us know on social media. Reach out to us. And until we see you again, make life fresh.
Thanks for listening to The Odo Show, presented by OdoBan. If you've enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Until next time, make life fresh.